Hello and welcome to another episode in my Warhammer 40k Conquest series. In this episode, I actually got a friend to play a game with. Huzzah! So, we're going to start right from the beginning and play all of the scenarios all the way through. So, stay tuned to find out how that goes. Welcome back. So as I said, we're going to be starting from the very beginning to get my mate up to scratch in the rules. So we will be starting with the first tutorial mission, and this is basically just to learn move and shoot. No combat, no nothing. Very basic. And you start with 3 Space Marine intercessors versus 3 Plague Marines. So who's going to triumph? Let's have a look and see.
Alright, so we have all set up for our first scenario where we'll be practicing on moving and shooting. This is my mate's first foray into Warhammer 40,000. He has played a little bit of Age of Sigmar with me before, but there are some slight differences in the rules, so we'll be sticking from all of the beginning rules and everything and just making our way through it. So, over here, we've got the Death Guard, Plague Marines, that will be me. And over here, the intercessors for the Ultramarines, and that's what my mate will be playing. So, we have limited it to 5 battle rounds because this could go on forever, and we actually want to get on to the other scenarios before the night's over. So, let's get the dice rolling. Turn 1. Ultramarines go first. Alright, so after the first turn, the Ultramarines made their advance. The Sergeant did an extra advance and they didn't get any shooting done because they couldn't see anything. Then the Death Guard moved forward. 2 shots were made and no wounds. So, let's see what turn 2 gives us. Okay guys, it's been turn 2 and we've done absolutely sod all. That's right, sod all. We're just dancing around each other, throwing spitballs. Let's see what turn 3 could do. Right? Right.
Don't fucking put me in a...
Alright, so after a very fun and quick turn 3, we have a casualty. Failed all the rolls on your saves and disgustingly resilient. These 2 had to retreat afterwards to try and focus fire on this chap and failed everything, and he's also retreated the chap for safekeeping. So what will happen in turn 4? Let's find out. Alright, so that was the end of turn 4. We have one more turn left, and as you can see, he advanced 2 of his troops and only had 1 to shoot, so he didn't do anything. I then retreated behind the ammo crates and barrel, and both shot at this guy, reducing him to 1 wound. So we've both taken 1 wound off each other, but he still has 3 models to my 2. So what will happen in our 5th and final round? Let's find out. Okay, so my mate moved his troops out the way to risk the chance of a moral victory for me if I had taken the last wound of this chap and then taken a wound off one of these others. Smart move. He then shot at me and missed. Then I just marched up into his face, gun blazing, and I got the last wound, forcing a draw. Best case scenario for the Death Guard, considering how the last couple of turns went. So, 5 turns, it's a draw. Ooh, now let's play with the extra rules.
So as you can see, that was such a close game, but we learned so much about moving, outmaneuvering each other, blocking line of sight, and just generally having a good laugh. Now, let's have a go at those replay missions.
Okay, so Tutorial replay mission 1. We had a great laugh with the basics and it was a very close game. But now we have the involvement of an objective. This makes things a lot more interesting. So same rules apply as before, it's just moving and shooting, no combat. But both players move the objective onto their deployment point and hold it until the next turn in order to win. So the objective marker is placed in the middle of the board. You can use whichever objective marker you want. And yeah, you just fight over it. Note that if the model controlling the objective is removed from play before the end of your next turn, you haven't won yet. The model controlling the objective needs to still be in the game for you to claim the victory. So you really do need to make use of line of sight blocking in order to stop yourself from getting sniped on the starting point. I believe we took this tip and it was to grab the objective in 4 turns, just to sort of give it a bit of expediency. And then on the back of that page we have the extra rules as well, so but I'll quickly breeze over them now. So the Blight Launcher, use the regular ballistic skill and I assume it's the same strength as the bolt gun, but it has an armor piercing value. It doesn't describe it here, but it does tell you that the Space Marine player will need to make saving rolls of a 5+ rather than a 3+. So that's very helpful indeed. The plasma gun, which you'll see soon, is very dicey. That's held by the Plague Champion, Repugnus, and any rolls to hit that land on a 1 mortally wound your dude and he blows up essentially, and he's removed from play. But if he does get a shot and it hits a Space Marine, you wound on a 2+. So very, very effective. Alright, and then of course the Space Marine intercessors are not left out. They gain rapid fire, so they get to fire twice each time they shoot, as long as the enemy is within 12 inches. Both shots have to be taken at the same target, so only one enemy can be taken out of action with these shots. It's very effective, especially because the Death Guard are a lot tougher to wound, so you're doubling up your chances there. So with all that in mind, let's see how our replay mission went. Okay, so after an exciting first turn, things actually happened with the extra rules. So my mate advanced all of his troops apart from that one, kept it there to have eyes on the objective marker, and I moved my troops up. The Blight Launcher didn't do anything. The plasma gun took a wound off of the Intercessor Sergeant, and I advanced this guy to take the objective. What's going to happen in the next round? Let's find out. Alright, end of turn 3. Was it turn 3 or turn 2? No, that's turn 2. Holy shoes. Alright, so end of turn 2. So my mate advanced the guy that was over here into the tunnel. He's peeking at that. Oops. And he kept his 2 chaps over here. I then moved my troops forward. I used the Blight Launcher to kill his sergeant, who only had 1 wound left from the previous turn. I then ran this guy with the objective back to my starting position, but it doesn't count as a victory unless he's still alive to my next turn. I also fired the plasma gun at a guy in a tunnel with the Plague Champion, and he blew himself up with a roll of a 1. bloody fucking things. Alright, so what will happen in turn 3? Let's find out. So just an additional side note, it was pointed out that I had moved the play champion in his position so that he would be blocking line of sight to this chap here. And then when I fired that plasma gun, I eliminated that line of sight blocking piece, because he's dead now. So, will he be able to shoot him dead and stop the claim of that objective victory? Let's find out. Okay, so I just spoke for like 10 seconds thinking I was recording, but I just took a picture. So, yeah, he moved his chap from the container and the second guy from behind the barrels to get clean line of sight. They both fired their rapid fire weapons and failed to wound. So there's no point continuing my turn as I automatically won, still holding the objective. So, it's a victory to the Death Guard. All praise Papa Nurgle.
So that was an amazing game. I really had a lot of fun, and so did my mate. He did want to keep anonymous, so that's why I just referred to him as my mate. But he'll definitely be coming around more often to have games, so we'll be going through a lot more videos and getting out all those different scenarios and rules, but in a real gaming environment rather than the tutorials that I did before. So thank you again for joining me. Please make sure that you do subscribe, to hit that bell icon as well, and then you won't miss a video. Also, you got me on all of the social media outlets, so they're all up there and in the description below. And while you're at it, head over on that link, it'll be down there, to Big Mech Dan Skull, so you can get your weekly updates on the brand new issues as they come out. And that's that. So thank you again for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.